Iceland is all about contrast, the weather changes in every 10 minutes, and you can have the most wonderful country of the world and the most harsh world in the world as well. So I've had a kind of very intimate relationship with nature. And if you're in Reykjavik, you're surrounded by mountains, so nature is always there, letting you know it's there. So for me, if I make a film in the desert, it's about the heat. It's like every place has its character. And I think when you tell stories and when you get sincere about it, you're always telling who you are. So what I do when I do a film like that, I try to push every element as far as I can of reality. So I shoot as much as I possibly could without killing anyone on Everest. I went, almost up to the base camp with the whole crew until they were throwing up and getting deadly headaches, and I had to fly them down. There are logistic limitations. You cannot shoot a storm on a mountain in the middle of the night because you're going to lose people. So you make a tragedy instead of shooting one. But everything I can push, and then I only add to the experience with visual effects. So I never use a visual effect as a way out, only to push further. So that's and also because once you have an actor in the cold doing his thing, he will probably be performing more authentically than with just wiping biscuits off his mouth in a studio trying to pretend he's dying of cold. So, but once he has that experience, he can come back to it in a studio if you need to finish or you need more, kind of technical approach. Once he's gone through it, it's easier to go back to it. Yeah. And that's how I do all my films. I try to do them as authentically as possible. If this is really the thing you want to do, and you feel like this is the only thing you want to do, then do it. But if you're not fully committed, don't do it. It's too hard. It's too many disappointments. It's the best life I could imagine to live, but only because I love doing it. If you're doing it for the acclaim or for the status, don't do it. It won't work. You have to actually enjoy the work itself, because it's too. I mean, I'm not saying it's the hardest work in the world, but you really, it's not easy for anyone. Not even people, like me who have done really well, had the success. It's not easy. Every project is a fight and it's difficult, and you work for 16 hours a day for half a year or a full year without a vacation. And if you're not ready to do that, then it's not worth it. I love sharing my experience, and I love also the opportunity about my failures and when I misstepped, and I can help people not doing that. Of course, you need to do your missteps in some ways, but I think there are some things you can avoid, and I feel it's an opportunity to give back for what you have been given, and I think just it's the point of life in some way, and so I enjoy it a lot. And also it's great to hear them and be in touch with younger generations. I think you can get lost in your ivory tower if you don't do that. Well, I don't come into places with expectations. I come open and I learn, and I'm really just excited to see what kind of people they attend this. I've never been here before, and I'm just open to answer any of the questions and be here, to give, and then I, meet some interesting people. And always when you do this, you meet someone you don't expect, and things take off. I was actually surprised because some of my colleagues, was like, oh, I know you're going to be in Portugal. I didn't know much, so to be honest, so I was like, oh, you're going to be there too? Great. So we'll see you there.